Good evening and welcome to News Rounds here on Atlantic TV. I am Nkechi Tejere. Here's our top stories. Military to adopt new strategy in war against banditry, says Chief of Defense Staff. IGP assures Benue Police of support as President Tinubu schedules emergency visit. Delta State Assembly moves to strengthen security through community-based bill. Don Numa College, International Unity Schools win Okiame to usher the third intercollegiate quiz and debate competition. Koracare Foundation donates to family of quintuplets in Warri, Delta State. OPEC, Nigeria maintains position as Africa's top oil producer despite output drop. And on sports news, Chelsea beats LAFC in Club World Cup opener as the lap debuts amid sparse attendance. Now to the news in full. Christopher Musa, Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, says the military will change its strategy in the war against banditry in many parts of the country. The defense chief spoke on Monday in Yelwata, a town in Guma local government area of Benue State, following attacks by suspected criminal headers on the community and nearby Daudu on June 14th, which left over 100 people dead. Musa said the Nigerian armed forces would leave no stone unturned to ensure that such devastating attacks are not repeated in the country. He also assured that wherever the attackers are, security forces would neutralize them, adding that the Yelwata attack would be their very last act. Kayode Egbetokun, Inspector General of Police IGP, has assured officers and men of the Benue State Command of adequate welfare and logistics support to challenge the ongoing attacks in the state. On Sunday, President Bola Tinubu asked security agencies to arrest perpetrators of the incessant killings in Benue State. The president has scheduled an emergency visit to Benue State on Wednesday to address the ongoing violence in the state. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has asked President Bola Tinubu to end the killings in Benue State immediately. The North Central state has experienced renewed attacks by gunmen, with reports of killings occurring almost weekly. In a statement issued on Monday, Debo Ologunagba, PDP spokesperson, alleged that Tinubu and the All Progressives Congress APC are overwhelmed and have abandoned the security of citizens. The PDP spokesperson claimed that armed non-state actors have allegedly killed over 600,000 Nigerians in the past 2 years. Driven by mounting security challenges in parts of the state, the Delta State House of Assembly has introduced a bill aimed at significantly strengthening local intelligence and security through an amendment of the Delta State Community Security Corps Agency law. Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Emomotimi Guwo, announced the legislative move during the press briefing to mark the State Assembly's second anniversary. He revealed that the proposed amendment primarily focuses on the recruitment of indigents familiar with local terrain in each local government area. These recruits would be tasked with assisting conventional law enforcement agencies by providing crucial intelligence and enhancing overall security across the state. The Speaker confirmed that the bill has already passed its first and second readings and has been subsequently recommitted to a joint committee on special bills and peace and security for comprehensive consideration. Dornuma College and International Unity Schools, both based in Warri, Delta State, have emerged as champions at the 2025 edition of the Okiame Atuashu III Intercollegiate Quiz and Debate Competition, each winning a cash prize of 10 million naira. The grand finale, held in Ogunuwari South local government area, brought together 8 finalists who emerged from an initial poll of 64 schools across Delta State. In the debate category, Dornuma College edged out Delta Secondary School, while International Unity School claimed victory in the quiz competition, defeating Word of Faith Secondary School. His Majesty Ogiami Atuache III, the Olu of Warri, who was represented by Chief Dr. Wilson Ole, in his address encouraged students to commit to their studies and dream big. He described education as a holistic process that extends beyond the classroom into homes and society at large.
Education is what? Is the nucleus of every country. Without education, you can't go anywhere. As an individual, as a child, you must set up a goal for yourself. And you continue to walk according to that goal. You aim at the goal so that at the end of the day, you'll be able to achieve it. That is the only way you can become somebody of vital importance in the society.
Also speaking, the organizer Collins Edema, chairman of Cora Care Foundation, who was represented by Secretary of the Foundation, Pastor Twoyo Koka, emphasized the shared responsibility of parents, communities, churches, and government in nurturing children.
Training up of a child should not be left entirely to the shoulders of the parents alone. There are a lot that the community, the society, the government, the churches must do. However, the society we find ourselves, many a times we leave everything for the government. And when we do, we neglect the children. Whether you like it or not, directly or indirectly, you're also training the children. Neglect is also a way of training them. And you know what comes out at the end of the day, which is not what we can be proud of. Nigeria today is a product of negligence in the part of the society. And that is why we see governance and every other aspect of the country not doing the way it's supposed to be. But we thank God for our king, the Ogiame Atuache III, who fared to do something different by having his time to gather the students together, 64 schools. All of them come together just to be able to encourage them, put more passion in them for their studies, because they are the future we hope to see tomorrow.
Cora Care Foundation on Tuesday visited the quintuplets born into the family of Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Ogagbe in Ekwede Ishekiri in Warri South local government area of Delta State. The foundation presented some essential items needed to cater for the newborns, including processed baby food, pampers, wipes, detergents, and cash gifts to the babies. Executive Secretary of Cora Care Foundation, Koka Twoyo, who presented the gifts, described children as blessing to the community and the society at large. The Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petron, has raised serious concerns over Dangote Refinery's plan to expand its fuel distribution nationwide, warning of a potential monopoly that could disrupt the downstream oil sector. Petron President Dr. Billy Gillis Harry, who spoke on Monday, emphasized the risks of a single company dominating refining, supply, distribution, and retail. Petron highlighted that over 10,000 authorized retail outlets depend on an open market for full access, a system now threatened by Dangote's direct distribution strategy set to begin on the 15th of August 2025. The association fears this could lead to widespread job losses, business closures, and higher fuel prices due to reduced competition. Gillis Harry noted that Dangote's plan, including deploying 4,000 CNG-powered tankers, may lower transportation costs but could displace traditional truck drivers and independent marketers, further consolidating market control. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASIN, says premium motor spirits, PMS, also known as petrol, should be between 700 naira and 750 naira per litre as retail stations. Speaking during a press conference in Abuja on Monday, Festus Osifo, president of Pengasin, said petroleum marketers are exploiting Nigerians through inflated petrol prices. Osifo also urged the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, to enforce a transparent pump pricing template to prevent exploitation. According to the association's president, despite crude oil selling for $60 per barrel, petrol pump prices remained as high as between 850 naira and 900 naira per litre, leaving consumers at a loss. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, says despite a decline in production, Nigeria retained its position as Africa's largest crude oil producer in May. In its latest monthly report on Monday, the oil cartel said Nigeria's oil output dropped to 1.45 million barrels per day (BPD) in May from 1.48 million barrels per day in the previous month. According to the report, despite the decline, Nigeria's oil output, which is the biggest in Africa, surpassed Libya, Algeria, and Congo. A federal high court in Abuja has refused an application by the federal government to issue a warrant of arrest against Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, senator representing Kogi Central. In a suit filed before the Federal Capital Territory High Court on May 16th, the federal government accused Akpoti-Uduaghan of making imputation knowing or having reason to believe that such imputation will harm the reputation of a person. Musa Umar, the trial judge, in his ruling, held that it would be inappropriate to issue a bench warrant for the defendant's arrest without proper service of the charge. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, says Nigeria's headline inflation rate has dropped to 22.97% in May 2025, down from 23.71% in April. NBS announced the increase in its Consumer Price Index, CPI, on Monday. The statistics body said the headline inflation rate was driven by the cost of food, accommodation, and transport services. And now on sports news, Liam Delap made his debut as Chelsea won their Club World Cup opener against Los Angeles FC in front of thousands of empty seats at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Pedro Neto's near-post shot after being sent clear in the first half was followed by a close-range tap-in from Enzo Fernandez, assisted by Delap's fine cross from the right. However, the major talking point was an official attendance of just 22,137 fans inside the 71,000-seater arena. And that wraps up our news bulletin. For more updates and news stories, please visit our website and follow us on all our social media platforms. Until next time, I am Kichi Tejere. Have a beautiful evening.